Dairy farmer Allan Crafar has had his fair share of headlines lately, and more often than not, they haven't been favourable. We visited his Rotorua dairy farm, on which he is no longer legally allowed to stand, and asked Allan to tell us his side of the story, away from the media spin.
Sort of left school with no qualifications, rats in our guts, wanted to get somewhere. The old man always used to say he'd missed his calling, he should have been a farmer, and we thought, well, why the hell didn't you go and do it? So we did. We've ended up, through a lot of hard work and determination, going from, 130 cows up to 20,000 plus young stock,
Having built the family dairy business up from meagre beginnings over 40 years, in 2008 Allan Crafar owned more than 20 farms and turned over tens of millions of dollars annually. However, in 2008 things began unravelling.
The start of the rot really was there was an increase in payout and announced in late 2007 basically. Or it looked like the payout was going good, going to go up. I mean, even bank managers were ringing saying, what are you going to do with all the money? And for God's sake, make this grass grow better, whack on. So we whacked on another 8,000 tonne of fertiliser at the end of November 2007. It basically never rained for the next 4 months, so the fertiliser had no effect, but the fertiliser company still wanted paying, even though we offered to let them come and pick it up again from where it had been spread over 8,000 hectares.
Despite the drought and the 2007 Fonterra payout not living up to early season forecasts, Allan Crafar continued on business as usual. Like many farmers, he appreciated there would always be swings in the sector.
None of that mattered if you were going to get $7 or $8 a kilo. The payout, instead of ending up being $7 or $7.50 you might have expected, ends up at $5.20. $5.20 over 6.5 million kilos is $2 drop, say, on that is another $13 million. We're already close to we're $30 million out of pocket. In the meantime, the banks caught us out with swaps, $140 million covered by swaps, costing us 8.5% when our interest rate should have been 4%. So the interest on a monthly basis was $480,000 a month, higher than it needed to be. So the bank selling this idea to us is a great idea, and then caught us out with $140 million worth, costing us $6 million a year too much in interest.
But in 2008, as Allan Crafar was struggling with the region's drought, poor dairy prices and interest payments, the global financial markets began their freefall. The banking sector's reckless financial behaviour was finally coming home to roost. Bankers who the year before had been begging Allan Crafar to give their bank all his business exclusively were now nowhere to be seen.
Up until the middle of 2008, bankers were turning up at our field days and telling us how great, and they would lend 100% to share milkers for housing or a herd or whatever. What happened to those fellas now? I don't see them anywhere. We didn't change. We never changed at all. The jokers lending the money lost their nerve and run away, and like I said once before, they like keeping a bloody tiger for a pet. It's all good fun until the day that he turns on you and kills you. It's going to happen one day. I'd say that very few New Zealand farmers will ever trust their banker again after what's happened in the last 18 months. So we badly need a New Zealand bank because we ain't got any trust in these ones. There's hundreds of farms for sale in New Zealand. Not by choice. Very, very few of them are by choice in this market. Ask any land agent. Nothing's been selling. Why would anyone put their farm on the market? Because they're sick of the pressure, or they've been forced to. That's what's happening. This is pretty bad. It's worse than a war. It's a financial war out there.
And just as his former banking friends were disappearing, Allan Crafar received a call from receiver Michael Stiasny.
At about 4 o'clock, I get a phone call to say, Stiasny's driving up the road, he's 10 minutes away, and you're in receivership. So if that's what banks call keeping their word, I would never trust the bastards again. You know, they can't be trusted. We intend to get out of this situation without letting some bloody city slicker walk over us with a piece of paper.
On Friday, Allan Crafar speaks exclusively to Country 99 TV News about the terrible toll these troubles have taken on his family. Benedict Collins, Country 99 TV News.